Tommy Parker arrived in Missoula Wednesday night to some familiar faces, others brand new. The Ronan native has been recovering in San Diego after losing both of his legs and most of his left hand in December while on duty in Afghanistan.
Tommy's our hero. He's put a face on what's going on in Afghanistan for everybody, and he's just such a great kid that people can identify with him.
He's a really special guy that everybody really likes.
After making his way through the crowd, Parker stopped to take it all in.
It's kind of overwhelming coming down here and seeing all these people. I was told it was going to be a big turnout, and I'm impressed at the amount of people that came here. There's a lot of familiar faces. It means a lot to me.
Parker's mom, Lisa Jennison, has been with him during the recovery in Maryland and then in California. She hasn't been home since Parker was injured.
Wow, this is cool. I haven't been home since December 14th, so yeah, this is amazing to come home to all of this.
Being down in the city, unfamiliar faces, you know, people staring at you, looking at you kind of funny. Everybody here seems warm and welcoming. It's nice.
Among the crowd were veterans who wanted to welcome home one of their own.
I think it's because of what has happened in the past during the Vietnam War. The veterans have made sure that is not going to happen ever again to our boys, and we're doing it upright.
Parker will be home for 1 week to attend a fundraiser put on by family and friends.
This couldn't have been done without each and every one of you, from the people coordinating it down to, you know, the people who just showed up to give their support. So thank you. This is phenomenal. The people, you know, there's emotions flying everywhere.
Reporting in Missoula, I'm Allyson Weller for Montana's news station.
This workshop doesn't just teach kids how to tie a fly or catch a fish, it helps them develop a lifelong relationship with the rivers of Montana.
They're loving trying out the sport of fly fishing. In addition to that, we're hoping they fall in love with rivers and have an awareness that they can steward those rivers into the future.
The Liam Wood Fly Fishers and River Guardians program honors a young man who lost his life in Washington. Liam Wood drowned in 1999 after suffocating from a gasoline pipeline explosion upstream from where he was fishing.
You know, this is the 5th year that this course has been going on. We've been 8 years now in Bellingham, and for Marlene and I, it's extremely special. Because it carries Liam's spirit on.
We have George Kiesel out with us this week, and that's been a real gift, as well as Bruce. So this is a kind of an extra special year for us.
But catching fish is just one part of the course.
If we can keep it, try and gut it for my first time and take it home to my mom so I can grill it.
The program also introduces the students to other things that Liam enjoyed.
Conservation, appreciation of the outdoors, it's adding a writing component, a reading component. All those represent pieces of Liam's life.
The Missoula community donated food and material for the kids to use during the week, and even had quotes from Liam's writing inscribed on the fishing poles.
He cursed softly and walked down the creek, searching for another pool. It's kind of bittersweet in some ways, because fishing for me, and certainly watching this, is a constant reminder of Liam. And so there's the bitter part, but it's well overcome by the sweetness of it all.
Reporting from the banks of Kelly Island, I'm Allyson Weller for Montana's news station. When Bob Hayes turned 60, his kids convinced him to pick up the hobby of running.
And all the excitement, it just gets your adrenaline flowing, you know. You feel like you can run forever.
Now, 23 years later, Hayes is 83, and he and his dogs, Tony and Jack, are running every day.
And once I started running, I just couldn't quit. I enjoyed it so much.
Last year, Hayes ran in 40 runs, including 3 marathons and 3 ultra-marathons. During the ultra-marathons, Hayes runs 50 miles.
In a race, I never think how old I am. I just think I'm the same age as the people that are running around me. So if they're 25, I think I'm 25, and if they're 55, I think I'm 55, so it keeps you young.
Missoula's Riverbank Run consists of 3 races, the 10K, 5K, and 1 mile. Hayes enters all 3 races and runs what they call a trifecta.
He is an incredible human being. I think it tells us all something about the spirit of life when a person who is 83 years old is ready to get up every day and go running, and when the time comes around to run a challenging event like the trifecta, that they're going to get up and get out there and do it.
As an 83-year-old runner, Hayes says most of the time he comes in first, second, and third in his age group because many times he's the only one.
Just get some running shoes and go out and start running, and try to get a friend to go with you.
Or if you want to be like Hayes, just run with your dogs. In Evero, Allyson Weller for Montana's news station.
What better way to understand Memorial Day than to ride a bus full of veterans to the different services? I spoke with these men and women to find out how we should honor those who died fighting for our country.
Just gives me a chance to do something little for those who gave all.
Hang your flag, be sure and fly your flag, and then celebrate Memorial Day and say your prayers for your soldiers.
Many of the veterans at the Missoula Memorial Day events say the celebration has changed over the years.
Unfortunately, any kind of a holiday, the last 30, 40 years has been commercialized way beyond its original historical significance.
I think our attitude has changed in that, and I would like to see a few more of the folks that would step out and recognize that this is the day that we do celebrate the sacrifice made.
They tell me it's become more of a weekend to plan trips than a time to remember those who have died for our freedom.
Society is pretty much, gone on their camping and boating and fishing trips and so forth, rather than using the day as a somber remembrance of those who have given their all for them.
I think it's very important to celebrate Memorial Day for the veterans.
These people spent their day stopping at services, honoring tradition,
and I'd love to know more of the history if you know it,
and keeping the memory of fallen soldiers alive.
There's nothing wrong with a picnic, there's nothing wrong with a campground, but we need to think at least of our veterans.
Today's a good family day, picnic day, but pause and think about what our veterans have done for us.
In Missoula, I'm Allyson Weller for Montana's news station. Bayern, Kettle House, and Big Sky make up the current list of microbreweries in Missoula.
Missoula really has always been sort of the beer place, of Montana.
There's a trend all throughout the U.S. where people are straying away from the macros and getting into the micro beers, and Missoula embodies that so well.
They've produced beer for years, but now a new trend has started. Recently, 2 Flathead Lake breweries have opened up pubs in Missoula.
We knew Missoula was where we wanted to go next when we did expand. One, proximity, and we love Missoula, and people in Missoula love beer.
Both pubs serve food and have a liquor license and don't brew on location, so they're able to stay open past 8 p.m.
We realized that there were so many wonderful breweries here already, and there was room for some more if you have a really good product.
But unlike many competitive businesses, these breweries all work together. In fact, 2 of the new pubs carry their competitors' beer on tap.
So when they have to close at 8, we can say, come here and you can still drink their beers and support them that way and keep their beer flowing all night long.
When talking with the owners and bartenders, you get a real sense of camaraderie.
Our styles are distinctly different in our beers, and that's what's really fun about Missoula beer.
It's the same general concept, but everybody has their own spin on it, and that's a great thing about the diversity of all the different breweries in Montana, especially in Missoula.
If you go and drink an amazing ale at another place, you're like, geez, we need to step it up because they're amazing, and you brag about them, and so then we step up your things.
All of the breweries say the real reason they're successful is the support from the community.
There's a market that's strong enough to actually support all of these different breweries, and again, that's a huge testament to the beer drinkers of Missoula.
The brewers also say using Montana elements in their beer helps make it unique.
In Montana, I think we make some of the best beers in the world are produced in Montana. And we're very fortunate, particularly in Missoula, to have such a strong beer culture.
With the quality that's coming out of here, I really see this town becoming the staple for America, what beer is supposed to be like, and that's beyond exciting.
In Missoula, I'm Allyson Weller for Montana's news station.